Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be all about living with a stammer and just a bit about how it's kind of impacted me. So I've been stammering ever since I can remember, really. Most children, if not all children, stammer from at some point between the ages of 2 and 6, I think it is. And then they grow out of it, but some don't. And I'm one of those people. The causes of why people stutter aren't really known. It can be caused by trauma or it can be genetic as well. There probably are other causes, but I've forgotten them. So yeah, but it's not really known why some people grow out of stammering and some don't. But yeah, I've been stammering since I can remember. It's been quite frustrating, especially when I really want to say something, but I'm not able to. I have had two I have, that's wrong English. I've had speech therapy twice in my life, once when I was 12 and again when I was 16 or 17. I didn't find that it really helped, like the first time when I was 12. It was kind of forced on me by school. At least that's how I remember it. So the person who did it, she mainly focused on the physical aspect of it, as in getting me to say words that I struggled with. She didn't really go into a psychological aspect of it. But when I had it again the second time, it was again kind of forced on me by school. I didn't really have much of a choice, or I didn't feel like I had much of a choice. She kind of did go into the psychological aspect more, but it was still there. So wait, no, that's not what happened. No, we got to a point where she said that she couldn't really help me anymore. But it was still there. So yeah, in my mind, it didn't really work. But everyone's different, and if it's worked for some people, then that's good. That's fine. But personally, I don't really agree with it. I don't think that people should have speech therapy. I think you should get therapy for the psychological aspect of it and work on that, but I don't think that you should personally work on the speech aspect, because it all interlinks, really. Yeah, like once you accept it, that's really half the problem, really. Yeah, it can be hard living with living with a stammer, especially if people don't really understand it. Luckily, I've never, like, no one's ever kind of walked off or been too rude about it, but I know that people can be. So yeah, that's not really like it's not very helpful. Also, it can also be frustrating when someone asks me a question and I'm not able to answer it, even though I really want to. Like I just I'm not able to. That can be really frustrating. Both for the person, I think, asking the question and for me who wants to answer, because obviously they want me to answer, and I want to as well. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't happen. So I'd say just be patient, really. If you have a friend who stammers or anyone you know, just be patient with them. As no matter how much you want them to answer, they want it 1,000 times more. So yeah, just be patient with them. How my stammer's manifested kind of differently as the years have gone on, really. So when I was younger, at least from what I remember, it manifested with me like getting stuck on words. So I'd prolong them. I would say the same letter over and over again. But now it's more in that it takes me longer to say certain words rather than I say the same letter over and over again. I mean, I still do that, but not to the extent that I used to. And mine changes kind of, I'd say, from moment to moment. Like some people, I know that some people's can change from like daily. Mine is probably moment to moment, I'd say. So like I can be talking to people and not stammer, and then like the next minute I'm stammering. So it can change really kind of in a moment. For me, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I'll still stammer. So for some people do stammer when they're nervous, or when they're sad, or when they're angry. But it doesn't have to be like that. I mean, stammering isn't necessarily related to how you're feeling. If you're nervous, it can exacerbate it, which mine does. But it's not necessarily the case. Some people stammer when they're happy. So mood isn't really a factor in someone's stammer. Even though it might exacerbate it, it's not the cause. But yeah, when I'm really angry, I don't stammer when I'm angry. But if I'm stressed or nervous, it tends to make my stammer worse. Also, meeting new people, is sometimes hard for me. I say sometimes because it's not always. Um, don't really know why it's sometimes hard and why it isn't, but yeah, sometimes it is and it isn't. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's particularly affected by my mood. Just when I'm nervous, it can make it worse, but it's not necessarily the case as well. Um, as I've got older as well, I've kind of accepted it a lot more, which I think is definitely half the problem. Because when I was a child and a teenager, I think I really struggled to accept it, which made living with it worse. So as I've begun to accept it more and not really care about it as much, it's still there, but it's not like I don't really pay as much attention to it as I did before. Um, there have also been times when my stammer's been quite bad, and I haven't wanted to speak to people. So at school, in sixth form, there was a point where so basically a bit of context. Me and my friends would hang out together. There'd be a group of like maybe 5, 6 of us. We'd all hang out every day because my sixth form was a boarding school, so like we'd all hang out every day. We'd see each other after school, like in the evenings and stuff. And then I didn't talk to them a lot for like I think maybe 1 or 2 months. Some people I did, but not like I didn't hang out with my friends in a big group anymore. There was a few things that led up to it. Well, one thing really, we were doing a presentation for one of my A levels, and I really struggled with that. So from then on, I didn't want to talk to my friends just because it was so exhausting to actually say anything. But it didn't mean that I didn't want to talk to them or that I didn't like them anymore. It was just because it was so exhausting to actually say anything that I just didn't really want to. And then then it got better, and it kind of got bad again in my first year of uni. But I'll make another video at some point talking about stammering and mental health. But this is kind of a general sort of overview of what living with it is like. And then since then it's been alright. Like these days it's sometimes it's still bad, but nowhere near as bad as it was. Yeah, I'm able to like do these videos, and sometimes I can talk to people, for days and weeks, and it's fine. Other times it isn't, so it just comes and it goes really. Even though there have been times where it has been really frustrating, there have also been times where I wouldn't say it's been like I haven't found. Oh, I wouldn't say it's been not good, but I haven't cared, so I haven't really thought about it. So I'd say that's it hasn't been frustrating, and it's been quite good because if I didn't have a stammer, I probably wouldn't be wanting to do YouTube. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing. But yeah, that's just a general overview, and now I'll stop talking because this is getting quite long, I think. Yeah. Bye.